Uh, Hello?
You still there?
Yeah, you can you hear me?
I can hear you
It
now.
got a little, it got quieter. Um,
All right.
so function, what you're doing is it's like it's a break-even analysis. So if you put $15,000 into this property, how long would it take for you to get your money back?
Okay.
That's the first simple math. So if your rents are $500 a month, let me share my screen. Are you actually at a computer?
I'm joining right now through my phone, but
All right. Well, never mind.
on the computer.
All right. So I'm just gonna hop in on Google Sheets so I can do some math. You don't have to look at it. So basically, so as an example, you just popping up some simple math, and you want to find out how long it takes for you to break even. So say for instance, you put 15,000 down, and you find out for properties in that area, the rents are averaging $400 a month for that same, or $500 a month for that same quality.
Okay.
So you're looking at basically 30 months before you break even.
30 months?
And 30 months. So if you put 15,000 down and at $500 a month, now of rent, now that's before expenses. That's before taking on expenses. That's gross money. It would take you 30 months before you broke even and got your money back.
Okay.
Which is
2
but
years.
that's
Months.
so but that's top level. That's not actually cash to cash.
Correct. That's just breaking even.
So well, what I mean by that is, so say for instance you got $500 in rent coming in, and your mortgage is $400. Well, what you're really bringing in is $100 in cash flow.
That makes sense. Okay.
So that's $15,000 divided by 100 is now 150 months before you break even.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So when you're looking at your break-even analysis, you're looking at how long would it take, how long it take for you to get your money back out of that property. And the thing you want to focus on is not the top level money, not the total rent, but after you pay expenses. How long would it take for you to get your money back? And that will give you a sense of how profitable that property can be, because you got to get your money back out of it first.
Yeah.
And then everything past that is real profit. Because if it takes you 150 months, how many years is that?
Yeah, I think it's 12. 12.
Yeah, 12 and a half years.
12 and a half years?
Yeah. So on a 40-year perspective, that's okay. That's okay. So that's what I want you to look at when you're evaluating this property. Is the one of the first things is, okay, so after the mortgage is paid, after expenses are taken out of my cash flow, how much money? Because that's the money you're bringing home.
Yeah.
How long would it take for me to get my money back out of this property? And then everything past that point is actually positive. So it would take you. So if you put in 15,000, and if you only had $100 of cash flow a month, that's 12 and a half years before you go into the positive.
Okay.
That's if your rent stayed the same. Of course, your rents will go up every year though. But so two factors will adjust that. One is your rents will go up every year. And two, and you'll be paying down your mortgage aggressively, so that'll actually close that spread a little bit. So your rent will go
Right.
up and your expenses will come down over time. So it's not exactly accurate, but this is a good benchmark number to help you get a gauge on if this is a good property.
Okay.
So that's kind of your first thing. So you'll break even when you break even, and then everything past that is actually real gravy, real profit.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I was speaking in terms of like a triplex that's fairly ready to go. That way you get two income streams coming in instead of just one income stream off a duplex. Unless you wanted to just buy the duplex outright now and just rent it out without you living in it.
Okay.
So if you want to buy the duplex now, fix it up and rent out both sides, but you're not living in it, then that's different than you living in one side and renting out the other side.
Okay.
But in any regard, it's how much money you put into it, how quickly will you get that money out of it.
That makes sense. That's a deal.
But the
research.
Yeah, the paradigm shift for me was really thinking of, instead of buying a single family home and then go buy another property to rent out, is you buy a multifamily home, you live there, and rent out the other spaces.
If you say if you had a pretty nice duplex you bought, you can even that'd be a great property to rent out one and then Airbnb the other side.
Or you can do that too.
Just depends on.
Yeah, but that depends on location.
Yeah, depending on what area you're in, sure depends on if it's going to be what's going to really sway you to do. You have somebody leasing there for both of them, or leasing one and then Airbnb in the other.
Yeah, Beaumont's not really an Airbnb area, I don't think.
Definitely not an Airbnb area.
That's more of a renter's market.
Yeah, definitely. You find a metropolitan city, and you may be in luck. If you had a duplex in a nice neighborhood close to the mall or close to where there's many events that's happening.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And you can do the short-term rental thing on that and not have to deal with the being a permanent landlord.
Because sometimes it can be more lucrative at times, depending on what seasons go up and down when it comes to Airbnb. But it can be lucrative, but you probably make more if you had an Airbnb over the over.
No, it's 100%. 100% you can make more money with Airbnbs, but you also have to.
Yeah, you have to look at the area.
It's a little more constant management.
The culture, you gotta have someone that's gonna clean your.
Yeah, it's constant management.
Yeah.
So it's a different profit model, and it's a different risk model than long-term renting model. So, but nonetheless, the concept is still fundamentally the same as going and looking for a multi-family home to own instead of looking at a single-family home to get into.
What was the name of that podcast you listened to?
Oh, I don't know. I have to send you the link. Herman Davis sent me. He sent me the link to it.
Okay.
And so it was, because he wanted my opinion on what the guy was saying. And actually, the young guy, he was actually pretty. I was in line with pretty much everything that he was saying. Not everything, but the vast majority. But like I said, the one thing that I was like, oh man, that's actually the paradigm shift for me was doing the whole.
Duplex. Troplex. Kind of almost like an apartment.
Oh, hold on. No, that's actually I want this. Realtor.com. I did a little bit of research, and Realtor.com was one of the few sites that that was pretty decent. It actually allowed you to specifically look for multifamily homes in your search.
Okay.
So I'm just hopping on there real quick to see what they have.
Because when Kim, at first I wasn't really interested in the property, but Kim was saying because it's close to Lamar, you can aim towards Lamar students, or aim towards students.
Is it a nice property?
It's a nice property. They recently upgraded the exterior. I don't think it needs to be upgraded. It's the interior now. So we got a new roof. It has hardy plank on it. Before it was a more older model home.
Yeah.
There's only one section that needs to be complete with hardy plank. It has a covered parking. It has a two-car garage behind it that could be cleaned out. Right now, it got construction and carpentry tool stuff that my granddaddy had in there. But that can easily be cleaned out. I mean, I can shift that. I can use some of the equipment at a different location because I like building stuff, but I don't plan on keeping it there if I buy it. So, I mean, and the cool thing about it, the washer and dryer is outside. So if it's let's say if it is for students, you can use it. You can use the wash and dry as like kind of like a what do they call those? Not commercial, but it'd be a joint wash and dry if you didn't want to have your own. You can easily wash your clothes. For both parties can wash and dry at one location. I would just have to. Only thing about that, I have to put heating in that building outside. It currently does not have heating. So in the winter, that's the only time. The winter time is when it's brutal. In the summertime, you don't feel the heat. It has a good breeze.
Yeah.
But in the winter time, it's brutal. I can let you know. I washed clothes out there before. Well, the winter time it is brutal. So if you have no heater, so it's brutal.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a good idea yet. I'm still I have to meet with my uncle first, see what his mindset is prior to.
Well, like I said, I'm on Realtor.com right now, and I would hop on there and benchmark that versus going into some of these other ones.
Wow.
How much house were you looking to get?
How much house? That's a big house.
Which one?
The one you're looking at. I mean, they're selling a part of that, or are they selling the entire property?
No, it's the whole thing, son. That's what I'm telling you.
That is cheap for the whole thing. The only thing is, how much how long it's gonna take you to make that back. That's the only thing.
The two units downstairs, tile and wood floors, no carpet. 2 units upstairs. So you got 4 units in this.
Definitely have to check to see if it's flooded in that area.
Yeah, but this is once again, like I said, it depends on the size of the mortgage you're trying to get into, because 360 would be aggressive. You got 4 units in here, so you're talking 3. You got three. If it's actually a decent property, you actually got 3 income streams coming off of this property.
Yeah.
Once again, like I said, it's a paradigm shift. You got to think differently.
Definitely. Thinking differently.
So that one is 4. This one right here, this is that is like 2 separate houses.
on one property. Yeah, it's 2 separate houses on one property. That's like that's the way my mother, her rent houses. They're 2 houses, and technically it's one whole property, even though they both have driveways.
Yeah.
They look identical, both houses. One of them has a. I mean, they both. Yeah.
Oh Lord, they need to clean up. Man, I don't know why folks don't clean up before they take a picture.
Ain't nobody give it to them for the, you know what I mean? They downgrade that price. Don't look too good.
Huh?
Man, you may can bargain with them for the price they're offering.
So here's my thought. It was funny you said that, right? This is just over 1 year's salary in price for you.
Yeah.
This is well within your range. Literally, you get in this. It depends on how you do it. You know, you take the big or the small. If you take the big one, you can rent it out, get more money off of it. And then in less than a year, you're out of there. Like 2 years later, this is paid off, and now you can move out of that and into something bigger, and you got 2 income streams coming off of this. A paid off, 100% debt free rental, pure cash flow, 2 income streams coming off of this.
Man, that's one thing I was thinking. If I start, let's say if I start buying property and leasing them out, I can basically develop a service. I can develop a service, you know, with the money that's coming in, instead of putting that money with my money. Let's say if I basically have a different bank account for this leasing business, and I'll put in different accounts where, let's say, something would happen. I have the skill set to fix anything, but if something would happen, I can easily have a service, somebody that I'll pay, like a contractor to go out and fix the problem. But it'd be from the money that I'm profiting with instead of the money in my own pocket.
Yeah.
Or you can even kind of twist it to where, let's say a lot of people don't like to mow their lawn service, so you can pay so and such amount. You can pay a certain amount more in your lease agreement for your lawn to be cut on a consistent basis.
So you're absolutely right. So combine everything you just said. You can not do it yourself, but you can create a business where you have an employee that is your maintenance supervisor over your property.
Exactly.
So that income is coming to you.
That's a business that you can make more income because you give a service to those lease. Yeah.
So you hire the lawn people, or and you make you have a mechanic on staff. It could be part-time you're getting a piece of it, and once you get enough properties on there, you actually, that person becomes full-time staff for you.
Exactly.
And then that becomes a business model where you actually have that service available. But the more things so if you have a service need, instead of just purely hiring it out, see if you can actually employ somebody to do it, and you create another business model from that. So this one right here, I would actually be a little scared of. They got a 6,000 square foot home. That, and they don't have no picture of the inside. Yeah, I'd be a little nervous about that one.
Be worn down inside. Well, that's one thing.
Worn down.
Thinking, yeah, torn up most likely. One thing, and that's what I was thinking. If let's say, I remember. I don't remember, but I had a dream to kind of build this is when I first talked to you about finances, and you
Oh
gave me,
yeah,
hey, read this book. So my dream kind of shifted differently than when I first started. First, it was going to
yeah,
be like, hey, it could be a vacation getaway. But now my mindset is different. Vacation getaways are seasonal, right? Let's say if I bought 200 acres, then build upon this acre. What do you call those?
not all vacation getaways are seasonal, but most of them are, but not all are seasonal. And the
So
reason
my
I say
thought,
that, if you build a vacation getaway near Walt Disney World, that's not seasonal. That's year round.
okay, this year round. Okay.
So not all are seasonal. Most are, but not all. And like even if you go to and I had a paradigm shift on this as well. Is like you think about the mountains. You think about the mountains. You thinking about winter sports and stuff like that. They have more summer sports near mountains than they do winter sports.
That's
But
crazy.
but it's year round. So not all vacation places are actually seasonal. They might have a little greater season than others in summertime. Like Disney World is busier in the summer than it is during the winter, but it's still busy year round.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but go ahead.
I guess my thought process is taking the idea that I have and converting to a subdivision, right? So this subdivision, it has at the center of the subdivision, you have activities, a restaurant, basically things to do, right? In the same way, people will pay money for different services within the subdivision, like, cutting your lawn, whatever it may be, walking your dog. But in the subdivision, like all these things, people are paying. Like when you go to the restaurant, you're paying to be at the restaurant. Like that money is going into the subdivision or whatever. So basically help support any workers that I would have there, as well as
the irony of it is you force those payments on people in subdivisions. It's called HOA fees.
Oh, okay.
Literally, you force them. As long as the community's nice enough, people will pay it. If the quality's there, people will pay it. But you literally force those fees on people when you move into a subdivision.
In my mind, I was thinking I can give them a service where this subdivision have more amenities than most. Most subdivisions don't really have volleyball courts or tennis courts or basketball courts. You know what I mean? Like I would give them amenities, basically persuade them into it and keep them. Now, I would sell all those properties. Some properties I would lease and some properties I would sell. But for the majority of properties, I would be sold, but some properties be for lease only.
Yeah.
Within this subdivision. But I was thinking about taking that idea and transforming it to where if I ever did a subdivision, it could be kind of how do you say it? You can make a lot of equity off of it.
Well, it depends.
But
because with you would have some properties in there that would go towards leasing. So I'll give you an example. So the house that that we just bought with Alana in Spring.
Okay.
The subdivision had almost exactly what you said. They had multiple streams of income because the people who are building a subdivision, they partnered with the mortgage company, so they got a kickback on the mortgages. They partnered with the insurance company, so they got a kickback with the insurance. Now by partner, I mean they invested in them, so they own a piece of the business.
Okay.
So with the insurance company, they partnered with a I don't know if they owned a piece of this one, but it was the internet and alarm service. So they gave you a great deal to try to get you into the contract. So they partnered with them, so they got a kickback on that. The builders, it was their builders, but they incentivized the builders, properly to build, and to have like a certain amount of buildings done in a certain time frame. Then they had the HOA fees, which cover services in the neighborhood. But what we found out is when we did the application, they had at least 6 different forms of income coming off of this in this subdivision. More than just the sale of the house. So you're absolutely right. I mean, I saw it and I get impressed with good business, and that was just good business. They had their fingers in every part of any interaction that you were going to have related to your home ownership. They were in it. They had fingers in it.
Okay.
They had a finger in every single part of it, and they received residual income from multiple parts. They received one-time income from certain components, but they had multiple streams of income coming off of a transaction, not just selling you the house. So you're absolutely right, but I saw it in action.
That's the deal.
But once again, it was an ownership mentality. They owned a piece of each business, not just a general partnership. They actually owned a piece of it. Like they owned a piece of each business. They bought into the business. So they profit on everything that came through.
That's nice.
The only thing I don't think they had an ownership in was the actual internet company. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they had an ownership in that. But anything related to the property itself, insurance, title, the title company, the maintenance, all that stuff, they were part owners in all of it.
Okay. That's pretty nice.
Part owners in each part. So yeah.
That's nice.
It was impressive, man. I was impressed. I like good business. Yeah, I'm a capitalist at heart, buddy. I don't get upset with good business models. There's a lot of people who get upset with good business models. I don't get upset with good business models.
Definitely don't get upset with good business.
I don't like sexy business, but I don't get upset with good business.
That makes sense. I don't see why somebody would be or get upset because somebody has a good business. It's good to have competitors.
No, it's not competitors. A lot of people feel like people are getting over when you got your hands in too many things. It's kind of a crab mentality. They want people to succeed, but only to a certain point. Then once you get to a certain point, it's like, oh, you got too much. That's too much. You can't. You're doing too much now.
That's funny.
You can have success, but up to a point.
Companies that doesn't have all their eggs in one basket are just setting themselves up to last.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so you got to have multiple streams of income, and the irony of it is those multiple they're not doing the business. They're not doing the title business. They're not doing the insurance business. They're not doing those business. They're investing in them, and they're receiving income from that. But they're not doing the business. Other people are doing the business. That's what makes it great. It's not just the fact that they got multiple streams of income. Is that the only income that they're doing is the actual selling of the property. The rest of it is being done by somebody else.
Okay.
And they're just partnering with it.
It's good to buy in. Well, if it's a good business, it's good to buy in. Not all businesses are good to buy in. But in their regard, they're getting a good profit.
So but like I said, you're absolutely right. Build property. And that's partly what my mindset was when you were talking about, getting you do these multi-family homes, and you partner instead of and you ain't got to do it yourself, but you partner with another business and they do the work for taking care of the home.
Yeah.
So if they're charging, $500, then you get $50 of it. Or even if you just get $25 of it, it don't really matter. You're not doing the work.
Exactly. I'm not doing the
work.
You're getting something.
You're getting something out of it. But you have a business stake in what they do, and then as your business grows, and as their business grows, so does your income stream grow.
Yeah.
But good stuff, man. So, ironically, I didn't even think about going down this rabbit hole with the multifamily homes, but I'm glad we did.
Definitely glad we did. It was definitely a pleasure seeing you a few weekends ago. Definitely a pleasure.
Oh man, yeah, I was talking about you for days, man. You always inspired me.
'Cause I ain't lying. I went from having a long day at work to leaving inspired, not really, with no care in the world.
Well, I want you to have no care in the world.
I mean, I guess you could say I felt blissful and inspired.
Well, appreciate it, man. The irony of it, man, is you're good soil. I mean, the principle of good soil, I find it to be scarily accurate, because you can tell there's two people the exact same information. One person does something with it, gets it done. Another one doesn't. And you're just the type who's you're gonna take information, you're gonna digest it, and then you're gonna apply it.
Yeah.
And get done with it. I mean, even to the point, man, is like you come back 2 weeks later and you're starting the 7 habits of highly effective people. That's a get her done mentality.
See, trying to read as many books as possible, but I'm gonna take it slow and get this book done as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And slowly try to read at a more faster pace than I am reading. Because currently, I read pretty slow. But not only read,
it's all good.
I comprehend what I'm reading at a faster pace. But that's gonna take
your pace isn't important. It's remember it's comprehension, but also remember you got a secondary purpose here. Is you're reading out loud to subconsciously transition yourself, to add more to your vocabulary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't stress pace. Pace is not as important as doing it right.
Yes, sir.
So don't stress that at all, brother. I'd rather you digest that book, apply it, have life-changing moments out of it, and it took you a little longer, than someone who read it really fast and didn't do nothing with it.
Exactly. I want to get something out of it. That's one thing I don't like, wasting my time.
No, you won't waste your time with that one, though. That's a phenomenal book. Hey, But yeah, go ahead, knock that book out, man. That is awesome. Man, I ran into kind of closing here because I gotta get going in a second.
Oh, yeah.
I ran into a couple snags with it was Amazon. I gotta wait till I'm still doing the studying part of it.
Yeah.
But I can't actually open an account. It won't let me open an account. I have to actually I have to get some identification from the states
Okay.
to get started.
All right. Where's
Huh?
I said sometimes it's slow motion.
Yeah, so I'm actually picking up the studying on it again now. I had to get past this last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Picking up the studying on it again now, but I won't actually better get started on it because I'm not going back to the States until for a minute. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Gina. She's gonna go get her Texas ID when she goes back to Texas. So I'm gonna start the account in her name.
Okay.
Kind of bypass it a little bit. So I have not forgotten about the Amazon. It's actually on my radar big time. But I literally because I'm located here and I don't want to actually do the Amazon services being based out of Canada.
Yeah.
I want to do it being based out of the States.
Yeah.
But I have problems actually trying to open the account from here. So I'm gonna wait till I actually get my state ID to get an account in my name. But in the interim, I will be I'm gonna open up one in Gina's name.
All right. 10-4.
So we'll pick up that conversation
On a later date.
Yeah, but I just wanted to let you know because I hadn't forgot about it.
All right.
By no means.
I can definitely understand that, but there's plenty of things I think we can discuss.
Oh yeah.
We both got ideas. I know that.
Well, it's about execution, not just the ideas. But I got to slow down my execution. I got to slow down my execution on this one. But they won't stop me, man. They won't stop me.
Hello. Don't let nothing stop you. I'm going to open some opportunities. This you wait.
All right, well, I need to go ahead and get going. Got to get dinner going for the family.
Mr. Mark, definitely was a pleasure talking to you.
Let me cut this recording.
Definitely a pleasure.